Like a deuce into the roller in the night, blinded by the light. And welcome to High Class Geek News, where we don't report the news, we tell you what we think about it. And actually, we owe you an apology as we missed a week. And then I put up a video saying, okay, we'll just be doing it later that week, only for that day to come, and we still didn't do it. The first part were problems on his end that could not be helped. This part were problems on my end that could have been helped if I had set an alarm. So it is a major apologies. On the upside, that means you're getting 2 weeks worth of news out of us. I am, of course, your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. This is the angry monkey himself, John Little.
Hi, Mom!
Apparently his mom is watching, as if she's not just watching porn like most people do on the internet.
Oh, please, this is my mother. She has class and taste. She wouldn't watch this program.
All right, tonight's episode, no strings attached. John, what's the main story?
My penis is finally free!
No one was paying for it anyway.
No, but there were several strings attached due to the last breakage. It had a very elaborate kind of winch system. It's not my fault. But you know what? When you're hung like a baby, 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 22 inches, it gets a little hard to maneuver. So you do what you got to do.
Oh, you're talking about the size of your penis. When you said hung like a baby, I thought you were talking about how I like to take babies in. So anyway, no, we're actually going to be talking about the recent release of the Avengers: Age of Ultron, thereby kickstarting the summer movie season, with the title being referenced to that wonderful phrase, "There are no strings on me."
Oh, did that come out this week? I'm sorry. I was too busy watching a movie about Black Widow and the Hulk and getting it on.
What's that about porn?
Exactly.
Oh God! How did you like it? What did you think?
I actually really enjoyed it. I have only one criticism. I'm glad Marvel doesn't take itself that seriously. I really am. The comedy element was dialed up just a little too much for me.
I think we can blame Whedon on that more than Marvel.
Yeah, well, still, it was an enjoyable film. I thought it was a worthy sequel. I'm not going to equate it to the Iron Man 2 of the series because we don't have a third one yet, but it was still good.
Yeah. I say it's a good Avengers movie. Kind of like how, you look at a certain Bond film and people are like, it's a good Bond film. You don't say it's a good movie, it's a good Bond film.
Yeah.
I say this one, it's a good Avengers movie. If you saw the first one, you enjoyed it, you'll like this one.
Yep.
Don't think it's as enjoyable on its own. It kind of needs the baggage that comes with it.
Though I definitely love how the internet and Joss Whedon trolled everyone with this film.
Oh, you mean at the very end?
The supposed end credits thing. I'm not going to tell you what the joke is if you people haven't looked or don't know. But yeah.
I simultaneously love Joss Whedon for it and will punch him in the face if I ever meet him.
No, you won't. You'll do what every nerd will do when they meet Joss Whedon. You'll cup his balls and say, "Thank you for Firefly," and then you'll just die of nerdgasm. And you know it.
No, I'll punch him in the face for this one. I waited 2 movies, and he teased me with it and took it away. I felt like I just got the most amazing blowjob, only for the girl to stop for no reason whatsoever and walk away just before I was about to bust in my nut.
Yeah. That's why I can't punch him in the face for that. He got me too.
I don't care. That's why I will say, you brilliant bastard, and punch him in the face. He deserves both for that moment.
Nah, save your punches for somebody who's earned it.
Oh, the first one on the punch list is Francis Lawrence for the Constantine movie.
And, then there's UA Bull for everything he's ever done.
No, I don't blame him. He's just a moron. Francis Lawrence should have known better based on the excuses he was using. No, the second one is actually, I want to say some artist who was popular for 5 seconds named, I think, not Ricky J, Frankie J or something like that, because he was actually dumb enough to do a cover of More Than Words.
I'm sorry. I had the cassette from Extreme 2. I remember that song. And for anyone to ever cover it ever, there's no reason. That's like covering After the Rain from the Nelson Twins because it's such a rock anthem.
He didn't just cover it. He tried to do the I am an amazing singer with my high-pitched boy voice thing with it too. So it just made it worse. Kind of like how Alicia Keys can't cover anything without showing how she can do all these different notes and octaves, even if that'll completely ruin the song.
Moving on.
Moving on.
My brain hurts now.
Theaters this week. Hot Pursuit and John, we have to watch this movie. It's called Maggie. I am going to give you a basic description of a movie that up until now you never realized you have waited your entire life to hear.
Okay.
It's a zombie apocalypse movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. Somebody was trying to call me. But yes, Zombie Apocalypse with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember seeing the trailer for this one. I may see it, but I think I'll wait till it goes El Cheapo.
I don't care. It has to be seen. It's a zombie apocalypse movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Imagine just the one-liners.
Or the assumed one-liners that are supposed to be very inspired speeches.
I already got one horrible one. Arnold can use it for free. A lay to the eyes, a lay to dead.
Yeah, if he didn't say, get to the chopper at least once, I'm not watching.
No, I want them to redo the scene from the original Dawn of the Dead where the zombie just walks into the chopper blades and cuts his own head off, and then have him say, he got to the chopper.
Yeah.
Coming out on home video, because there's a lot more than that, because let's be honest, no one really wants to contend with the second week of Avengers. The Pyramid, Black or White, Black Seas, Selma, Love Rosie, Mr. Turner, Miss Julie, Spare Parts, The Last 5 Years, Murder of a Cat, and Against the Sun. Like I said, we got 2 weeks of news worth, so I will be doing certain things rapid fire.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Next week. Oh, well, we'll just wait till next week to talk about that one. I'm sorry. I'm really excited about it.
Put your boner away. I know which one you're talking about.
I can't. It's rolling through the desert looking for gasoline.
The funny thing is, it's probably the best feminist movie coming out this year. Strangely.
Which is saying something.
Well, it's not entirely, not because of the plot or anything, but because of Charlize Theron's character. And everything I've heard, I'm not 100% sure there's ever been a character like this before in all of film, but it's definitely something that is insanely rare of a character.
True.
Yeah. We got a first look in the last couple of weeks for two first looks from Suicide Squad. One, we got to see Jared Leto's Joker, which I don't know about you, but for me, I found it funny how I look at the picture and I don't see a single wrong choice. My problem is what you don't see, which is a clown.
Honestly, I look at it and go, okay, well, Kevin McAllister's finally grown up and never got out of his childish shenanigans and became a juggalo in prison.
Actually, I was thinking it looked more like Sid Vicious showing off his new haircut.
I would never, ever, ever equate this look with Sid Vicious. Ever.
It's just, everything about it is, like, I can see the Joker having those tattoos. The teeth make sense, especially since I'm sure the Joker hasn't had his real teeth in years.
Mm-hmm.
They've been knocked out so many times. You know, it's. I like the purple glove. I thought that was funny, but he doesn't look even remotely like a clown, which is literally the one thing you're supposed to do with the Joker. And on top of that, we've already seen the punk rock Joker. That was the Heath Ledger Joker.
Again, all we can do is go into it with an open mind and let it fail on its own.
Yeah. Well, here's how I look at it. For all the problems the look has, it's not so bad that a good performance can't save it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going with. I'm like, I think he'll be a good choice. Depending on the writing, he'll either be really good or it will fail miserably. There's not going to be an in-between on this one for anybody.
Considering it's Jared Leto, I'd say worst case scenario, it'll be like Spawn, excellent performance in an otherwise shitty film.
Yeah, but we won't have John Leguizamo to save it.
No, we got Jared Leto. I don't think a movie can handle both of them at the same time. Also, just earlier today, we got a first look for the first time of the cast in costume. I kind of like Harley Quinn.
I gotta say, the cast shot wasn't bad.
I like the things that Will Smith did to himself to be Deadshot. Like, I love the shaved head with the thick beard look. It's such a Deadshot kind of a thing to do. Don't know why we can see both eyes, but they'll probably give it that to him like as the movie progresses or something. I don't know.
That's all we can do is wait and see.
And he's got the hat. I always like it when Deadshot wears a hat. We also got our first look at some of the cast of the upcoming X-Men Apocalypse. First look at Jean Grey. First look at Scott Summers. And most importantly, a first look at both Nightcrawler and Jubilee.
Yep.
Now, Jubilee...
Yeah, I gotta say, they're pretty dead on.
As for Nightcrawler, he looks like a young version of the Alan Cummings Nightcrawler. The only problem with it is that he's not Alan Cumming.
Well, but by the same token, though, I have problems with Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler and things that I enjoy about Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. I think the Nightcrawler they wrote for him wasn't great. I don't think it did enough with his own personality, and I don't think it did enough with the character's personality to really truly do it justice. So I'm hoping we get a little more out of this one.
Well, one, that's pretty much all in the writing that comes with the fact that you're introducing a new character to an already established ensemble cast.
Yeah.
And one that's kind of, on a scale of 1 to 10 of importance to the plot, he's roughly a 4 or 5 in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since they still weren't done creating fat material for Wolverine fans at that point.
Yeah.
But Alan Cummings' performance was spot fucking on. And I'm not saying no one else can do it. It's just, that's a hell of a bar.
Well, and again, not going to disagree with that. It's a damn good bar. But by the same token, I think if he'd been able to, kind of flesh out the character a little more, I think it would have been phenomenal. It was good for what it was. I won't say it's the best performance he could have done. And I'm not going to say it was spot on because I don't think the character portrayal of Nightcrawler in that movie was spot on.
Well, he was brainwashed.
Brainwashed or no, still not spot on with Nightcrawler. Certainly not in canon.
You know what else isn't spot on? This look of Stephen Amell as Casey Jones in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sequel.
I'm not even talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sequel. We're not even discussing it.
I'm just trying to figure out, why is it so hard to just buy a cheap-ass fucking hockey mask and just put it on him?
Well, I mean, that's what they did in the original one.
I know.
Hockey mask. Let's just do that, people.
This thing looks like somebody trying way too hard to make Jason Voorhees look scary in an updated Friday the 13th film.
No, because it's not Jason X. It really looks like somebody's trying way too hard in a cosplay to be comic book accurate and failing miserably.
I can see that too. Fortunately, something that is spot on is the character posters that were released a week ago for Peanuts. I can't wait for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me happy. In casting news, we know that they have added Common as a, so far as I can tell, unrevealed character for the Suicide Squad. And to further add to our disappointment and concern for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Tyler Perry has been cast as Baxter Stockman, sorry. It's been a while.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
It's kind of like the Will Smith casting for Deadshot, where it's not who I would have chose, but if I were to put him in the movie, that's who I'd have him play.
I'm kind of sitting there going, he might be able to pull it off.
Well, he was good in Gone Girl.
But by the same token, it's still going to be horrible. Why do you do this to us, Michael Bay? I want to like you. I like the fact you do explosions. I like the fact that you're tackling my childhood. But I don't like the fact but I don't like the fact that after you tackle it, you're raping it incessantly and using those explosions as your own personal lubricant.
Look, let's be honest. We like 90s Michael Bay. Aughts Michael Bay can go fuck himself.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah. In pre-production news, once again, Terminator Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 has confirmed that we will be seeing Bebop and Rocksteady in the movie. And by we, I mean you, because I ain't watching it.
Oh, no. If I have to watch it, so do you. But we're not going to release this one.
No, we're not watching it. I saw the first one. It put me into a drunken rage. I'm not watching this one.
Dude, if we're going to do this, I'm coming back to Raleigh. We're going to Blue Ridge, and we're MST3K in this fucker.
Dude, you better have a booze budget ready. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dibs on Tom Servo.
Speaking of fucking around with our childhood, Saw director James Wan, according to the rumors, is in talks to possibly be the director for a live-action Robotech movie.
I know. I can't wait.
I hope you didn't get any jizz on your pipe there, pal.
No, but granted, I'm still deathly afraid because, again, live action adaptations of anime and my 80s childhood has not gone well so far.
That said, I like James Wan. I'm just worried he's going to be like David Lynch, where he's one of those directors who works best when he doesn't have a budget.
Well, we shall see. That's all we can do.
He did direct one of my all-time favorite movies that you pick on me about. Meanwhile, in movie news...
There are a lot of those, Evan.
A lot to pick on you about.
Exactly.
In our world, there are no guilty pleasures, just pleasures we get to joke about. We hang around with too many fetishes to be embarrassed by the movies we watch.
Pretty much.
Let's see. In movie news, Valiant has announced that they have 3 movies they're going to be going ahead with. Bloodshot, Harbinger, and Harbinger Wars. Kicking off their comic book movie universe.
As much as I appreciate Valiant, we don't need to make movies out of every comic book franchise.
Well, so far it looks like they're just doing 2, so that's good.
Yeah, again, we don't need to make movies out of every comic book franchise. I mean, there are plenty of obscure things that Marvel has done we haven't put on screen yet. I mean, where's Cloak and Dagger?
I want that to be one of their Netflix series, actually.
That would be okay. But I'm talking like good old 80s Cloak and Dagger. Not any of the modern Cloak and Dagger. I want 80s Cloak and Dagger.
I don't care what era. Cloak and Dagger are very dark characters. They kind of need that Netflix treatment.
And when do we get Dazzler in the X-Men? When do we get that? Where's the X-Force comic? When is that movie coming out? Huh?
Actually, there is an X-Force movie coming out. We announced it.
Oh, dear Lord.
Which means Rob Liefeld will be getting more money for his lack of talent. As for this one, my only question is, if you're going to start your movie franchise in hopes that people will watch enough of it that you'll make an entire series of movies, why didn't you start with Quantum and Woody?
Point, and that would have been a great one to start with, but again, no one's going to understand the GOAT is their father. Yes.
Well, dude, the whole point of it is it's hilariously ridiculous.
They made Quantum and Woody into a video game. It's called Goat Simulator.
Speaking of ridiculous movies, it looks like the Jump Street series, where you had 21 and 22 Jump Street, which were hilarious, are getting a sequel sequel spin-off crossover with Men in Black.
Okay, that one's just no.
Which,
No.
in theory, is basically going to be them picking on how people keep creating crossover film universes, much like how 21 Jump Street was picking on how they keep remaking and rebooting things, and 22 Jump Street was them picking on how they make sequels out of movies that are successful. Let's cross our fingers. That's all I can say on that one. It's ridiculous enough that I think if you or I were writing the script and directing the movie, or if Edgar Wright was directing the movie, it'd work. It's also one of those so far-fetched out there, it's so easy to fuck up kind of a thing.
Then what's next? The Men in Black Ghostbusters crossover?
No, what's next is that they have actually okayed a sequel to Kingsman: The Secret Service.
That is okay.
How they're going to top the church massacre scene, I have no idea, because that really was one of the happiest moments of my life. I'm not kidding. I remember watching it the entire time. I had this look on my face like... And there was actually one point halfway through where I actually said the words, "I'm so happy."
I had the same effect during the Iron Man Hulk fight in Age of Ultron.
Let me guess the exact moment you had that feeling. I'm sorry.
No, before that.
Was it the multiple punch thing?
Go to sleep.
Oh god, that would be so good. Or that wonderful exchange between Ultron and Vision at the end. You are unbelievably naive. Well, I was born yesterday. You know what? When they make another Avengers movie, the thing I'm going to miss most about no longer having Joss Whedon on is going to be that dialogue.
Well, all we can say is let's hope the next one it lives up to Whedon.
It's the Russo brothers. They'll do well. I like how they perfectly set up pretty much all the next round of sequels in this one, too.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the roster at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of people leaving teams, it looks like Josh Trank will not be doing a Star Wars anthology film. He has left the project. Josh Trank, for those of you who don't know, is the guy who made a name for himself with Chronicle and is about to lose that name with Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I can't remember the reasons they said why he left, but I think it was something like having issues or problems with the Fantastic Four movie, keeping him from doing the Star Wars thing. I don't know. To me, I see the trailer for Fantastic Four and I see nothing but problems and issues, so I don't blame him.
I mean, I'm sorry. In my mind, that's priorities. And they're going, okay, Star Wars, Fantastic Four. Star Wars, Fantastic Four. I'm sorry. In no world ever. I don't care how big a comic book nut you are. I don't care how good the fucking script is. You never pass up Star Wars for Fantastic Four.
I would.
I don't care if they're fighting fucking Galactus. No.
I would.
Well, that's why you're not a director.
Star Wars has at least 4 good movies. Fantastic Four needs a good movie that isn't called The Incredibles.
Yeah, but therein lies the problem. Unless you have entire creative control, you're screwed.
Though, in this particular case, I'm pretty sure it's post-production problems for a contract he signed before he did Star Wars. So, it technically would be out of his hands.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on to television, our home video releases for TV, the complete series of Astro Boy, that wonderful Japanese superhero who fires guns out of his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Not a joke. Beetleborg Season 2, Volume 2. Beetleborg's Metalix. Sorry. Complete series of Cheers. The complete series of The Fugitive. And years 18 through 20 of Law and Order. The Finally McCoy. One of the television. And oh God, I can't watch Law and Order without him.
Calm down, Evan. Calm down.
He made lawyers badass, John. He made lawyers badass.
I know.
He's got a badassoftheweek.com article dedicated to him. He's that freaking awesome.
I know.
Meanwhile, in series renewals and cancellations, we have no cancellations. We're getting just renewals. See, they have confirmed season 2 of Daredevil is happening. It will be out around about this time next year, 2016. I already have a friend who wants to marry the Kingpin. Don't blame her.
He's a likable villain.
Was sweet and romantic. And done in cuffs. Which is funny. I'm kind of used to the idea of most people I know having their proposals done in cuffs, but usually not because they're being arrested. They're just into that sort of thing. Let's see. Red Dwarf has been confirmed for 2 brand new series. Series 11 and 12.
Oh, so much more smegging to do.
As well as for the first time in, I believe, 18 years, we are getting a brand new Dragon Ball series titled Dragon Ball GT. So roughly in around about the time it takes an American series to completely get through its whole story, a plot will be handled by at least one by Dragon Ball GT, I'm sure. Because seriously, worst paced series ever.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we get a new series.
Oh my.
Galaxy Quest.
I'm kind of on the fence with that one. I'm like, if that had been done in conjunction with the movie, even a couple years after the movie, you'd have been fine. It's been almost a decade. I don't fucking care anymore.
I'm one of those weird people. Actually, it's been closer to 20 years. I'm one of those weird people who still hasn't seen that movie, need to. But I recognize it well enough to know that I could easily see the Zombieland problem popping up.
Well, I just look at it this way. We're getting a TV series based on a one-off movie, and we can't get Firefly back?
Right now, no, because the actors are too busy doing other things. Though I wouldn't mind them doing another Firefly or Serenity movie, now that Joss Whedon has enough money that he can probably finance 10 of them on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Arg. And also in the news, apparently, according to Marvel Entertainment, the new S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff series, which as far as I can tell, still doesn't have a title, but at least now we know we'll be focusing on the characters of Bobby Mockingbird, for you Marvel fans, and Lance Hunter, who, for those who don't know, is an obscure Marvel character, I believe created by Warren Ellis, but I could be wrong, prominent in the Excalibur series.
I think I'm one of the few people in this series that actually read the Excalibur series pretty heavily when it back in the day.
I find the best way to describe Excalibur is the way that Kevin Smith described Daredevil, which is the Grateful Dead of comics. It doesn't have a lot of fans, but the fans it has are hardcore.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was Nightcrawler that took me over to Excalibur.
It had Nightcrawler and Shadowcat on there. And
Yep,
it was also one of the few X-Men books that didn't regularly have Wolverine.
Yep. Well, you didn't need Wolverine. You had Captain Britain.
And also aged Kitty Pryde so they can make it okay for her to have sex.
Well, duh.
I try not to think about that. Kitty Pryde's age is a very odd thing. It's got more continuity flaws than Rachel Summers, and that's really saying something.
Yeah.
Moving on to video games, our releases this week, well, the only release that actually matters, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood for next-gen systems.
Still need to get me one of those next-gen systems.
Yep. In the news, Marvel has made a deal with Telltale Games. The guys who gave us the, good Walking Dead games, as well as games based on various other properties, including a game based off of Fables, which surprised the hell out of me. So I'm expecting awesome things from that as Marvel's bid to try to take over the world continues. Based on a previous news story, something they said before, it looks like this might actually tie in with the cinematic universe and the television shows in its own way. We will see.
That's all we can do.
Yep. In bad news, the greatly looked forward to Norman Reedus starring Silent Hills has officially been canceled.
That's all right. We'll get something better.
Norman Reedus, from what I can tell, is not happy about this.
I don't think the entire world, anybody in the gaming world that enjoyed both the Silent Hill series and enjoys Norman Reedus is not happy about this.
No. Hopefully, the fact that we're getting a Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the final chapter, will make up for it.
And we're getting a Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, and this is purely geek of me, if Markiplier, the YouTuber Markiplier, doesn't have a cameo in that, I'm disappointed.
Speaking of things, I don't have a segue there. If you are a fan of Banjo-Kazooie, a game that was sort of a tribute to that called Yooka-Laylee recently got a Kickstarter and made their mark in under an hour.
Super Troopers 2 did the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
To me, the thing that's interesting about Kickstarter, it kind of works the opposite of actual negotiation. When you're really negotiating with businessmen, you go for far more money than you need. Not just expect to get, but need. So you can whittle down from there. With Kickstarter, I find you try to go with as little money as possible.
Well, with Kickstarter is if you don't meet your goal, you don't get any money. That's the point of it. That's why you're like, okay, how little do I need? So everything else over it, that helps. But you try and get the lowest number you can and go from there.
I just love those stories where somebody only needs like 5 or like 4 or 5 digits and they wind up getting like 7.
Yeah.
And it's always for a project that's fucking awesome.
Yep. I still can't believe the Goon failed. That disappointed me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this won't be a disappointment. Starting in comic books, our single issue recommendations for this week. Terry Moore's Rachel Rising, number 33, his horror comic from the creator of Strangers in Paradise. The surprisingly good Afterlife with Archie, number 8, where Archie has to deal with zombies. Spider-Gwen, number 4, perfect comic for any young girl in your life. Or, honestly, I'm just enjoying the comic in general myself. Jupiter Circle, number 2, the prequel to the Jupiter series by Mark Miller. Rocket Girl, number 6, a fun independent comic about a teenage cop from the future traveling to the 1980s to basically prevent the corporation that creates her future from time. And finally, John, it's time. We've been waiting for this. This is where it all ends. This Wednesday, Secret Wars, number 1 of 8, will be coming out.
Yep. We can say goodbye to a lot of Marvel franchises here shortly.
Goodbye to the Marvel Universe we've known since 1960.
I tell you, Evan, when this goes down, we're going to have to get a list of every franchise that's died and add it to the obituaries that week.
Oh, God. Let's wait until issue 8 comes out and we can have a final tally.
Well, again, I'm going to talk about like after 8, when we get the whole list of all the canceled franchises.
Just put it in my notes like, okay, here's what's dead this time. Well, they've canceled most of the books temporarily. They did confirm already that a lot of them will be coming back, but for right now they're being replaced with related miniseries, which is, in my mind, kind of the way to go.
Yep.
As for graphic novel suggestions, 30th Anniversary Remaster Gold Edition of Cerebus Volume 2 High Society. Trade paperback for $30. Cerebus is arguably the most successful independent comic ever made. Went through 300 issues straight without any delays, without any like fill-in artists or writers, all by one guy, Dave Sim. Bit of a sexist bastard, but still, what a hell of a feat.
Yep.
Usagi Yojimbo Senso hardcover at $19.99. Batman Earth 1 Volume 2 hard $99. The Dial H Deluxe Edition hardcover for $34.99, collecting the whole series. The Southern Bastards Volume 2 Gridiron Trade Paperback will be out for $9.99. That's our cheapo pick of the week. The My God, I Have No Choice, I Have to Get This So I Can Complete My Collection, Captain America Return of the Winter Soldier Omnibus hardcover at $99.99. I have the other four, and I love Ed Brubaker. And finally, something to help you prepare for the release of Secret Wars is the Secret Wars Prelude trade paperback, which will be $34.99. So for those of you who need to catch up because you don't read too many single issues like I do. And now comes the part where we lay our heads low and say goodbye to those who will be missed, for they have departed this world. Fortunately, we can say there's only one, but this is one you may have seen many times before, though you may not be aware of the name Mary Ellen Keith at age 92, because you probably know her better by another name. Rosie the Riveter.
But you're forgetting one other.
And what is that, good sir?
You forgot Ben E. King.
Continue.
Benny King, soul singer from the 1960s, 1970s. Most famous for the song Stand By Me. Passed away at 76. Complications from throat cancer.
Oh, the night is long. Let's do some science.
Science!
In archaeology, in the pyramids in Mexico, we found some liquid mercury, which may be a way to finding some tombs.
No. Nope. I know what it is.
The T-1000?
Aliens.
Motherfuckers. In paleontology, turns out a construction site in China, we found some dinosaur egg fossils.
I know.
I don't know about you, but I've been ready to make a Jurassic Park for over 20 years now. What could go wrong? Chris Pratt, that's what.
Hey. I'm not going to knock on him yet, all right? Anybody that can have a Raptor crew, I'm not going to fuck with.
I think it's going to be one of those movies where I'm going to be like, the movie was awful, but Chris Pratt was great, and so was the Raptor Army.
I don't think it's going to be awful. I guarantee you it's not going to wow me like the first one did. If it does, that will surprise the hell out of me. But by the same token, I'm still going to go see it. I'm still going to pay full movie theater price, and I don't fucking care.
Let's be honest, the Jurassic Park franchise is like the Rocky franchise. It's a bunch of sequels following one of the greatest movies ever made.
I actually think there's a snippet in one of the trailers that I think explains the movie perfectly. Because the woman's talking about, well, senior management thought genetically modified would up the wow factor. They're dinosaurs. Wow is pretty much there.
Oh, good one. Meanwhile, in technology, NASA looks like NASA may be quietly patting themselves on the back, because it looks like they may have created a working EM or electromagnetic drive. The simplest way to explain it is that this does something that is considered physically impossible.
Yep. And you know what the funny thing about it is?
The simplest way to explain it.
All the other planetoids around us that are Earth, or similar Earth environment, don't realize we're coming for you, bitches. Yeah. Human virus.
Or to put it like a certain angry translator, Khaleesi is coming to Westeros.
I swear, Evan, you have to do that for your Halloween costume this year. Just sit there with your hands on your chest and be everyone's anger translator for the night.
Well, that makes me wish I had already planned my Halloween costume. Though, on the other hand, I'm not sure I'll be able to pull it off because I have my money's going so many other places. So, yeah, I might do that.
Just get, hello, my name is Luther.
Oh, God, I love that dinner thing. Oh, that was great.
And just look for people having conversations. Walk up behind them and start anger translating.
I just want a T-shirt with his face on it. Just says Calistros. Which, speaking of T-shirts, I'm very proud to say that when I went to see Avengers: Age of Ultron, yes, I had my Winter Soldier T-shirt on.
You know that guy. You don't be that guy.
No. I've seen guys, they had like a T-shirt that was made to look like frigging the movie Captain America's outfit, Iron Man's outfit. No. I went with the awesome T-shirt. The T-shirt that has a picture of the Winter Soldier sitting on a throne made out of guns with the words on the bottom saying "Winter is coming."
Yeah, see, no. I would have gone the exact opposite. I would have worn my Batman T-shirt.
Your parents would be proud.
What parents?
Oh God, I love that cosplay couple that would just fall down in front of anyone they saw dressed as Batman at the cons. Anyway, in zoology, yeah, we're still on science, people.
Yeah,
Batman. We have discovered a new breed of frog that has transparent skin under its belly, allowing you to perfectly see its internal organs.
But that's not why it's cool.
Why is it cool, John?
Because it needs to announce every episode of The Muppet Show. Yay!
It's time to see the Muppets.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to light the lights. It's time to get things started on The Muppet Show tonight.
You know what the good thing is about it seeing? No, what? It makes me glad I'm deaf.
Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like some kind of torture to have to watch a show.
Speaking of torture, for those of you who hate spiders, we discovered a brand new one that is venomous. Isn't it nice for the world to constantly try to justify your arachnophobia?
Yeah. I hope they name it Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen doesn't fly. Spider-Gwen snap.
Spider-Gwen. Kills whatever a Spider-Gwen can.
Yeah, it kills Peter Parker hearts.
Here.
Sweet delicious Peter Parker hearts.
Here.
And in the miscellaneous section of our show, first of all, we have to give special credit to somebody who found a way to take the Batman versus Superman trailer and beautiful and absolutely perfect. Maybe not the Batman versus Superman movie the one we need. That's right. Using footage from Superman the Motion Picture starring Christopher Reeve and the 1960s Batman television show, they made a retro version of the Batman vs. Superman trailer, and it is amazing. You know you want to watch that movie, John. That is a version of Batman vs. Superman you want to see.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Do you have any idea of the destruction you've caused, you evil fiend?
Tell me, do you...
I had to save the city. Holy Krypton, Batman! We can't trust him! I know, Robin. Just because he's an alien doesn't mean he has our best interest at heart.
Now, Robin, this is the United States of America. Everyone has equal opportunity here, even an alien.
Okay, my Adam West needs work, but you sound like George Takei.
Oh, my.
I will watch that Batman movie.
Oh, God, you know what I have to do? I have to get some footage of the old Batman and dub it over as Takei.
You evil fiend. Oh, my.
The Bat computer hasn't found anything yet. Oh, my.
Only if I get to be Alfred as voiced by Peter Capaldi.
No. Because we can do better.
Mr. Wade! I can't believe they got the fucking field out there. They got that light up in the sky again. I can barely fucking sleep.
Alfred!
Finally, please get on the fucking bat phone then.
Alfred! Language. Sorry, that was my favorite running gag of the entirety.
About your fucking language.
That was my favorite running gag.
I was the one who was taking your cunt ass and I was putting a diaper on it, you know.
That was my favorite running gag the entirety of Age of Ultron.
Which one? Oh,
Language.
God. Does anybody else see anything about that? Okay. Especially when Nick Fury brought it up.
Yeah.
Fury, what are you going to do? Oh, no, probably something dramatic. Speaking of dramatic, Samantha Cristoforetti, Italian astronaut, just wins. Be it as a nerd, a geek, a Trekkie, or just one of those annoying people who keep making selfies, she has you all beat. As she was literally up in the space station where she took a picture of herself in space in the DS9 Star Trek uniform.
Issue. Red shirt.
Huh?
Red shirt.
In DS9, it's the gold shirt that's expendable, sir, not the red shirt. Red shirt means you're a commanding officer.
Yes, I know, but she's also a science officer. Should have been blue.
Look, she's in space in the outfit. Okay,
yeah,
that
she wins for that.
When you go up in space in your color-appropriate uniform, then you can out-geek her.
Oh, please. If I go in space and bring cosplay with me, I'm bringing Boba Fett.
Bullshit. You're going to be dressed as Mal.
No. If I end up going to space ever, I'm going to cosplay. I'm cosplayed as Barf. Because it's the only one I can pull off.
He's a man and a dog. He's just
I'm my own
best friend. He's the reason I don't want to see another Spaceballs.
I do. I still do.
I don't, because only John Candy can play Barf.
And I'm agreeing with you on that. I will never disagree with the fact that only John Candy can play Barf.
And I don't want to find out Barf is dead. Which means the only way to do a sequel in a way that'll make me happy is if someone else plays Barf, and that won't make me happy, so fuck it.
I still want one more Mel Brooks film. If this is the only one I get, I'll take it.
Speaking of Star Trek, it's our final item for the evening. William Shatner has started a Kickstarter. But unlike a lot of people where it's to make a movie, get a comic or a book out, or a series or what have you, it's actually to help solve the water crisis in California. Because for all his flaws, William Shatner really is Captain Kirk, even in real life.
No one
Which
says agree.
about those flaws. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Captain Kirk. Yeah. Not saying Kirk was flawless, but no, he was a douche a lot of the time. Anyway.
Hey, he's still got the highest. He's still got the highest bang count. He's still got the highest alien bang count of any of the fucking captains.
Captain Jack.
Star Trek
captains. Starfleet captains. God, I want to see Captain Jack in a Star Trek episode just because I know he would try to fuck Kirk.
Well, on the bright side, I don't know if you've seen the rumors yet, but it looks like we're getting a new Torchwood series that's actually going to be done well.
Look, when it comes to Torchwood, whether or not it's going to be good or bad is just the same as flipping a coin. Like, the first season was okay with some good episodes. The second season was okay with Spike. Third season was insanely amazing, but so dark, even I will never watch it again.
True.
I like dark. And then there's Miracle Day.
We don't discuss that.
I think Miracle Day may possibly be the room of television. I'm not sure.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't discuss that.
I'm glad to say I didn't watch it. I just watched the review of it by SF Debris. That was enough.
Yeah, that series is what caused me to get shut off by the cable company.
Get what?
That series was the reason I got shut off by the cable company because they claimed I was illegally downloading it when I was watching it on demand.
God. This you pay for?
Regardless, I think that's it for this week.
Yep, that does it. We will, God's willing, be back next week, 9 o'clock at Sunday.
8 Central.
Once again, apologies for not doing the video we were planning to do on Wednesday, but hey, somehow we got through 2 weeks of news in under an hour, so we are awesome.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to get back to work, finishing off the pilot to Grand Guignol, Le Son de la Macabre. First episode called Live at 5 with Dick Matheson. And somewhere in there, I'll probably start on the second season of Battlestar Galactica, because I got that now. And for a very good price.
Yeah, we're doing a rewrite on Happy Hour at the End of the World. Got a new writer supposed to be helping me out with that. And again, we're still hoping to start Principal Photography here in the next couple of months.
Awesome. In the meantime, he has been John Little, your angry monkey.
He has been your local geekazoid, Evan Ransom.
This is very true. So, good night, good luck, snoochy boochies, live long and prosper, and a whole bunch of other phrases I can't think of at the moment. And watch your language.